If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it. I said what I said.
Been in love with since I was 22 years old.
Because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
Breaking news, a fiery plane crash in Pennsylvania. The FAA says 5 people were on board the plane when it crashed.
I do partnership, not ownership. Sure. You're not my property. I don't even want to own you. I want to partner in this situation.
What mother leaves her young kids alone in the house for 4 years?
And it's against my religion to tell y'all my business.
You been in cars that time?
Yes, I have. I've been in.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? We are here and we are back with some collective news. Get on in here and hit that like button. Let us know the news going on in your life. Of course, I am not here by myself. I am here with Ashley in the sweetest of the sweetest perspective. Ashley, how are you feeling on this Saturday?
Sometimes sweet. I'm feeling great. I'm ready to get into it and see what you got lined up, because the news has been newsing. For better or for worse, there's plenty to talk about, a plethora of things to talk about. So I'm ready to get in it.
Most definitely a plethora of things. Y'all make sure that you are in here engaging with us, not just in the chat, but down there in the bottom. You know, in the bottom where you can leave a good comment. Leave them down there. Let us know any more collective news that you would like to see that we didn't mention here. And let us know your thoughts on what we had to say. Of course, if you want to engage, let me run this now before I forget. If there is anything that you want to ask or add or I don't know, any type of advice or anything, be sure to leave it in the chat. Leave it in the chat. Let's talk about it no matter what it is. We initially thought of this idea because there were so many people, for whatever reason, requesting advice from us, from moi. Oh, okay. Wanting advice and wanting our thoughts on several different topics. So throughout, if you have anything that you would like to ask or say or address, be sure to leave it there. I will start, and towards the end, we will discuss any, if all of the things. But I feel like we should start with old Remy and them. Okay, we need to start with Black Love. We need to start with Black Love, Remy and Papoose. Now it is a little girthy as far as the video. Okay,
girthy.
Like some girth. It is. It's a lot of video because a lot of things are being said. But actually, before I run it, any thoughts on all things Remy and Papoose?
I stay out of married people's business. I stay out of married people's business because there's always going to be collateral damage until they sign on that dotted line. And sometimes even after that, child, just stay out of married folks' business. I learned that the hard way. I separated, it don't count. It needs to be divorced, and you need some space even on that end of that divorce thing. But yeah, I stay out of married people's business, Tyra. That's what I do.
All right, y'all let us know down there what you're thinking about it. But actually, I'm going to roll that beautiful bean footage. And if at any moment you need me to pause,
because we already knew that they wasn't together, and they already got new boos that look exactly like each other. Remy Ma went and got her a Poose pie, and Papoose went and got him a Ma Remy. But this beef got put in the microwave and reheated up once Clarissa Shields went on the Breakfast Club and addressed the elephant in the room about Remy Ma. And it really wasn't nothing bad. She didn't say nothing bad.
Women are women. I don't know what else to say. Like I don't have any ill will toward any women, and I don't have any ill will toward her. You know.
So y'all haven't spoke or no?
No, I mean she made her post and whatever, and that was about it. But like I said, women are women. They're very emotional creatures. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was just I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was emotions or. I don't know what it was because I don't know her and she don't know me.
And to me, she didn't even say nothing. She just said there's no ill will between them and women is going to be women. That's all she said. But Remy Ma said don't mention me at all. And she had a problem with that.
I don't care who brought up what. It's nothing for you to be like, I don't want to talk about that. It's nothing to be like, before you even start, like, yeah. We not touching on that. Let's talk about what I have coming up, if that's really the case.
But then Remy Ma continues and says she's tired of waiting on Papoose to sign these divorce papers. What's taking so long? Are you broke? Do you need my lawyer? What is it?
Married in 2008. That's not who this is now. Now he's a wife. Listen, this is what I would like. Papoose, you have my lawyer's information. If you can't afford to retain a lawyer, since your lawyer that the number you gave us has not been retained yet, I told you I'll paper it. If somebody over there that loves you wants to paper it, great. That will make me happy. Everything is signed and ready to go. I don't want nothing. I'm not even asking for child support. My daughter's school, her babysitter, her nanny.
Oh, sure, love.
So here's the thing, and what's really, the whole, like, let me emasculate him, let me talk real crazy to him, like, and again, this is married folks' business, and I don't know, we don't know what's going on, but Remy, my good sis, and I love her down really bad. I liked Remy over there with Fat Joe. Like, I liked Remy, but girl, you so pressed you doing dance battles in the TikTok streets about this man. I don't know if I believe all the, you know what I mean? It just, like Shayna said, it's a lot of passion between these two. It's a ton of history here. And I mean, she's being funny right now, but she feel away. She feel away about Miss Shields over here looking how she looking and got her man. She feel away, Tyra. I just wanted to say that before I forgot it. Cause girl, you're doing dance battles. All right, like, be serious, please.
It was this particular video here where she's like, yeah, I don't need any talk about what I ever threw out. She has these things all neatly packed and these like pre-packaged duffels. Like they look nice. She's like, I got them all nice stacked up here for you on Amazon. Like, come get your stuff. And then she says, it's been here for 6 months. Like, oh, no. There is a whole lot of passion here, a whole lot of concern, a whole lot of back and forth for two people who just want a divorce and don't want each other. Child, the lies. But we gonna get into it because, if you really want to be done, you know where you toss that stuff. You toss it to the left, you toss it outside. You can have somebody come pick it up. You get one time to come pick you up. If it's not picked up, then you throw it in the garbage. You've been harboring and waiting for somebody to come get something for 6 months. Oh, girl, if you want to see me, that's all you had to say.
Her gymnastics, her swimming, her dancing, her healthcare, her all of that. I take care of it like I've always done.
And so then Papoose came back and showed an email of him filing for divorce, showing the confirmation and him paying. But what's crazy is it said file date May 22nd, 2025. That was yesterday, sir. But Papoose said this was so easy to file for divorce. Why hasn't she done it? Pump faking. The only reason I haven't filed previously is for the sake of my daughter. She has to go to school. When two individuals behave.
Pause. Don't use the baby. Neither the pap. Don't use the baby pap. Okay, don't use the baby Papoose. You mean to tell me you've been over there kikiing with Clarissa Shields and it's been booed and we couldn't file this until after that video from Remy the following day because I was thinking about my baby. No. It's like, oh, she got to go to school. We're trying to handle things privately. Like, no, I don't think that's the issue. I think they're both playing in each other's face, and there's a thing of them literally going and picking up their doppelgangers. Like, that is weird to me. That is really weird that y'all went and sought out. It's one thing to have a type, but like, damn. If you want to be with me, just say that. If y'all mad, just say that. If y'all having marital, spouse, whatever issues, but don't it's just really messy. Whatever this is, I don't know if it's over yet, but it's messy. But don't say I couldn't file until the day of because I was thinking about my
like
baby
civilized
girl.
adults, you can get a
Boy,
divorce peacefully,
whatever.
privately, and that was my intentions. But when a person wants to be bitter and clout chase, it turns into a circus, which can lead to an embarrassment for my child. Clout chase, it turns into a circus, which can lead to an embarrassment for my child. You just lied for an hour straight, but actions speak louder than lies. You just called me yesterday trying to get back with me, and I said no. And after he said that, it got all bad. Remy Ma called that man a liar, showed that he stored her phone as bozo, showed text messages saying that she don't want to be with him and he be on her line, saying that his stuff been at her house for 6 months waiting for him to pick it up, a bunch of other stuff too.
Because I've been sitting by my phone all day because I know you can't take the L. You can't take the public people not on your. You can't take that, right? Every time you come up, mentions me, says anything, or do anything that I don't like, every time your current come up situation, I'ma drag you. And every time you bring your little girly self on here and saying something, I'ma drag you. Every time, Willie. I'm gonna drag you every time, Willie. Every time. I was just trying to get back with you yesterday. Get back with what?
Straight miserable. You can't keep your legs closed, Rem. You so mad at me because I knocked him out at your event. When I found out the truth that you were with him, you said, let's go to therapy. And I agreed. In agreement with the therapist, you violated the agreement again. So when I caught him, I knocked him out. When I walk in the room, they in there lovey-dovey. They in there all lovey-dovey. Mind you, she been lying, saying she ain't with the nigga. She don't deal with him. I see the lane. You already know. Went in his mouth. Mom! Right in his mouth off the muscle. He hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. Stomped him out and all that. I didn't do that because he slept with my wife. I did that because you shook my hand and then slept with my wife. Y'all know us very well. When you hear a rumor that comes out, it's true. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. She's been straight miserable. You had the audacity to mention my child, and you had the audacity to mention me not seeing my daughter. When ever since I left, she has not allowed me to see my daughter. I wrote 90% of the music since I've been with her. And if you come around me and you type a keyword from any one of her verses, it pops up in my phone with the date that I wrote it. She just recently told me she don't got no money.
Never ever been with somebody that was just holding me down, not doing that. I was paying rent from jail. Like 90% of anything. Like, I wish he paid 90% of the fucking bills. We probably wouldn't be here. But that's neither here nor there. Not only did this man not write for me, that's where a lot of his animosity comes from. Every time we would do interviews and people would be like, oh my God, do y'all rap battle? Who's better? Like, she's better, she's better. His heart though, it pains him because he really wants this.
This is so childish. This is childish as hell. Like this is your king. I will say I've never been one to sip the Kool-Aid because that's not even in my spirit. But I know a lot of people look to these relationships and they idolize them. That's Black love right there. We gonna have Will and Jada. We gonna have Papoose and Remy. We gonna have no. Do not idolize anybody's relationship because if the tough gets going and all of a sudden I'm Willie and I can't keep my legs closed and it's time for you to I wrote her raps. Like what we're not gonna do is try to embarrass this so-called Black love. First of all, I need Clarissa to go over there. I need Clarissa to go over there. What you're not going to do is tell me about somebody I've been with for however many damn years of my life. Like, nobody's going to get with you, especially in the midst of their separation, because the ink ain't dry on nothing, Clarissa, and tell you what part they played to get them here as well as why their marriage is broken in the first place. I need her to just stop. I wouldn't be mentioning her either. I don't like how, Remy went about, but I'm not like, don't focus on yourself because I watched it in the Breakfast Club, okay, the movie and your match and this. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like, we ain't even asked you about nothing. No, let's talk about it. And we know about PR and the way you can say, like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Don't ask me no questions about Remy Ma. Let's just talk about what I have coming up. And I agree with that. Like, all of her, like, in defense of Papoose and I got a prize and, like, my man, and my family. And, girl, if you act right, Remy, you can be invited to our family barbecues. Because when we get married and we have children, like, ma'am, let the ink dry first and let the healing start before you get to claiming somebody as your man. Papoose, their whole relationship, it feels like there's been a stigma for Remy to act accordingly. Because what man holding you down from jail for that long, coming to see you, girl, you should be thankful that he even gave you the time of day and da 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 da. I I really don't like that narrative, and it's just like she should be grateful, and he's just getting believed just outright just because of that. Why would he lie about anything? Why would he be any less of a man, of a father, or a husband? Because there's this image, and I never believed their dynamic. Not, I just didn't care enough. But if your core of income, because these aren't, it's not 2000. Nobody's checking at this moment for a Papoose or a Remy record. We're just not. Who's that peeping in my window? Nobody, because I live in the penthouse. We ain't right, not right now. Not right now. So if your brand is Black love, you're going to present that 24/7. That's what's making the both of you money right now at this moment. Were those opportunities presented probably off of the strength of Remy's back? Probably so, because she is the more popular MC of the two. But I ain't never believed none of this. I can't wait till they pull it together and remove everybody from the group chat. But until then, I would like for Carissa to mind the business that pays her and let these married people handle married work, because this is messy and it's being thrown on you and who you are as a woman, as an athlete, as a boxer, your success, and now all of a sudden you decide whatever for Papoose. Girl, have a seat. Ashley?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Well, number one, I will say this: anybody holds anybody down in the pinta for any length of time, the other person is lucky as hell if that's being done, right? She said she was paying rent from the pinta. I don't know, girl. I listen. That's, again, it's beyond me, above my pay grade. But anybody who stood up, whether he was faithful or not, while she was locked up, male or female, if you stick beside somebody and be there to pick them up out the pinta 8, 9, 10 years later, you better than me. And they are lucky to have somebody in their corner, because never could it be me. On the other side of this, though, let's talk. Clarissa, Miss Shields, young lady, this too is above her pay grade. I feel like women and men who ain't never had nothing don't know what to do when they get a piece of something. And I'm not trying to be funny, because she said on the interview that she big fine. She ain't get glammed up just now. She been fine her whole life, is what she told them people on the interview. But seeing what I'm seeing with my two eyes,
I know where you're going with this.
seeing what I'm seeing with my two eyes, I don't know how many notable men have given Miss Shields a second glance. I don't think she can see the forest for the trees right now. We also have to take into consideration the age difference. Papoose is a much older man with just much more lived experience. You know what I'm saying? And I know them New York ones. All right. I know how they move. I know how they get down. And I think from a young, kind of naive perspective, he might put some game on her she don't know what to do with. You know what I mean? Like, he's better to me than I've been to myself. That's a good man. And I don't care that y'all done spent 20 years together, more than half my life together. I don't believe he would do this. But here's my advice as an older sister to a young Miss Shields. Sit down. Baby, go in that corner. If he's D'ing you down that good, girl, go on and accept the D. But stay out of married people business. Girl, I wouldn't say not near another word. I wouldn't talk about Remy. I wouldn't talk about him. If y'all want to be together, go do that behind closed doors. Don't bring this up, because it always looks crazy. If he mess around and end up back with Remy, what are you going to do, Miss Shields? You alone out on that limb by yourself, Miss Watson? Like, who's doing this? Like, and I just feel like, again, people ain't ever had nothing. They're gonna hold on to a little piece of something when they finally get it. He done showed her a little bit of attention. He probably blew in it, Tyra. He probably blew in that box.
I should go to hell. I swear to God.
He didn't know what to do with it. He blew in that box and she didn't know what to do with it. And I say that because getting turned out is a real thing. And I just think this young lady ain't never had anything like it. And she done lost her mind, because Remy will eat her up. eat her up in every aspect. And like I said, until the ink's dry, and even sometimes after the ink's dry, you have no standing there, baby. They have children to get, like, it's just.
Wait, hold on. How old is Clarissa?
She's in her mid to late 20s, right?
I don't know. I thought she was at least like, is she not 30-ish or up there? Early 30s? No?
Let me look at it. And as far as their narratives, I do think there's truth to both, and I think both are kind of cutting up in a way. But I just, yeah, I think that's what he did to it. I do see golden. He blew in it. That's
I
what
just don't want us to sleep on the opportunity here because
she just turned 30.
Okay. Remy's beef seems to be, it's been all of this in the camera, but I've been the one footing the bill, presenting the opportunities, keeping us afloat. You're just mad because this farce of a marriage is over. And I'm going to, get what's owed to me. The days of it being Papoose and Remy just for, public sake is over. I've been footing that bill. And from from my POV, it just kind of looks like it could be, a double standard of, okay, on this side, it looks like I was holding you down. I was visiting you. I was making sure and I was visiting and I was in jail. And when you got out and it was everything. And then from Remy's side, it just looks like, okay, I am obligated to be with Papoose and be here and be married. And because what does it look like? You were holding me down. And then what's holding me down if I'm paying all the bills and I'm still for whatever, resources, having opportunities financially that you can be afforded. And I'm footing the bill for things behind bars. And then that comes into like an opportunistic space, just like with Clarissa, like your next come up, or, you looking for in everybody's lovey dovey and the best man you ever had when they need somewhere to stay. That's what Remy said. And
wild.
It feels almost targeted. And not to say like Clarissa said she was that girl, and I'm never going to take any of that of that from her. But we know in this space of men and how we could not go through this, with Serena. Oh, you're considered because you are, physically, oh, you're masculine, you're this, and she's not going to be, at the top of the totem pole for some sector of men just based on her career and how she looks phenotypically. And if you have somebody like a Papoose come along and say and do everything, and then it's just like, are you organically doing these things because you're interested in Clarissa, because you do like her, there is potential of love, marriage, or are you yet again looking for your next come up because the funds of Remy have run low? I'm hoping that's not the case, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. It can come off as opportunistic.
Yeah, I mean, and she does have her bag. And Brogu, this is what this section is, babe. This is what the segment is. It's collective news. I don't understand. Anyway, but yeah, I think whatever. It feels that way again. He's 17 years her senior, for better or worse, whatever y'all think about that. Like I said, he has a lot more lived experiences than she does. I can see her nose being wide open, and Lord knows what he's told her or what his true motivation is. I don't think she's an ugly woman. I would never even infer that. I just feel like she seems like she bloomed a little bit later on. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think she's probably garnered the attention from, and not saying he's anybody, but he's known. We know his name.
Yeah.
And so I just think that makes for a shaky situation, especially now that Remy is calling out his financial insecurity, if that's true, because she is trying to embarrass him as well. So
yeah,
there's definitely
which is crazy.
There.
What's the type for man? My Pap.
I mean, because loving hip hop, baby, she loved Pap down.
Yeah,
like,
and I hate that. And I think that's something that comes along with growth. If you could just end the relationship, just end it. There's no need to tear down somebody's character publicly because of whatever ended. If I was all of this to you for 20 years, why am I any less now? If I ain't ish, I want ish when you were with me. So leave it alone. You stayed here. We were happy. We was black love. So, I would hope that they don't, get into that anymore. But I would just want Clarissa to protect herself in her assets. Like, make sure you're secure. Don't always dismiss what the next or the ex is saying. sometimes it'll be some validity to it, and you not peeping game, and she giving you a warning. Baby, he needs somewhere to stay. And I don't know if Papoose's financial situation, he might have, funds. I don't know. But don't dismiss everything because of my man. You just met that man. That's 20 years.
I hope she got an auntie or somebody whispering in her ear. But the way she's doubling down, Tyra, it make me feel like she's in that space of I know it all. I'm gonna do. Listen, I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless. And I'm just saying this. It's a cautionary tale waiting to happen. Stay out of married people business, like I am, because we really don't know. And tomorrow it could be a whole different story. You really he could. I want my family back. You never know. It happens all the time.
I just think that any man, especially if you're in that transitional period, who may want to consider taking you on or taking you serious, and I'm not happy in my current situation, to have your best interest at heart, they're going to say, let me get this together and end this in totality before I move on with you. You have a career also. I want to think about you. I don't need anything getting messy or anything but your career and your athleticism being in the forefront of our relationship and you as a woman. But it's to everybody else. It's just like, let Pap have his fun. Remy out there doing Pap bad over there with Easy the Block Captain. It's his turn. She been out there. Yeah, but I'm still Clarissa Shields. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Anything else on this before we move on?
I hope, because they are both at advanced ages, both Remy and Pap, and I just feel like, this could be handled in a different way. We don't have to take it all to socials, and I get they're a very, very public couple, but, I hope they try to keep it cute going forward, because I know how nasty it can get, honey. I just heard Cardi's little rant about Offset, and I'm like, this is just the current timing. But them being older, I would have and friends before anything. They've known each other almost all of their lives. I would have hoped that they would have handled this with a little bit more care. But hey, it's their business. They grown, and I'm gonna tune in if they pop up anymore. So
no care at all. No finesse whatsoever. Let me get these 2 super chats from DeMarcus. Thank you so much. DeMarcus with the $5 said, which song is better? Touch It remix by Busta Rhymes featuring Papoose, or Lean Back by Fat Joe featuring Remy Ma? Now, baby, I ain't gonna play with you. I mess with Touch It, especially the remix. But Lean Back was a whole movement. I remember I was there. Lean Back was a moment. We was leaning like hell. I'm gonna go on over there with Lean Back. Ashley?
I'm saying, for the culture, we got to do Lean Back. Touch it, bang it, bang. I mean, fine, but I'm going to lean back.
You're gonna lean back every time.
Lean back.
And that's the way he's gonna cut her deep. I wrote all, how, especially rappers from that era, you writing for yourself is a really big thing. Like, you gonna cut that down. I wrote everything. Like, Pap. Thank you so much for the $5 once again, DeMarcus. Would y'all put Papoose in the same category as Can Do with Mary J. Blige? I would not. So far, I can't speak for whatever, was happening when they were together, was still separated, before they were separated. But Can Do is asking for the world on Mary J's dime. So far, I have not seen Papoose request any spousal anything and fund my life. And then, first of all, he might be fine because he over there with Carissa. But I haven't seen that kind of behavior. So I'm not going to put him over there with Can Do just yet. Ashley?
No, I'm not. Kendu Child don't even mess with Kendu. So no, I would definitely not go over there. And allegedly there were other things that happened in that relationship other than kind of financial abuses. I wouldn't put them in the same category because, like I said, as far as what we've known of Remy and Pat publicly from Love and Hip Hop and all of those things, they really liked each other just as people outside of like the romance. You know what I mean? And it's been for so long, and I never got the vibe that he was financially or mistreating her otherwise in the relationship. But again, inside marriage, we don't know. But as far as Kendu, we do know. Yeah. We know that it was messy. He tried to take her for all she got. It was a mess. And Brogu, if you have a moral dilemma as far as the conversation, like it's literally on the thumbnail, baby. I don't know what to tell you. This is just the topics that we're discussing on today.
There's how much stuff we discuss in a week. There's always an opportunity to go and return another day, and I'm sure something will be discussed that's up to your satisfaction. It's okay, bro. Nobody died. I hope they separate or whatever amicably, and we can just move on with respect. And I really hope that Papoose is everything that Clarissa believes him to be.
I do too. I do too.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. Let's see where I want to go. I want to go over here with Miss Shirley so we can see where the fans at. Go over here with baby Shirley so we can see where the fans at. I'm going to take this off. Actually, before I put Miss Shirley up here, boots on the ground.
Where them fans at?
Anything you want to say before I put her up here?
Oh my gosh. I think, listen, we got in a tizzy many years ago. I mean, I was very young, but I remember it. And the world was talking about JonBenet. And this is really before the advent of social media and everything being very public and televised, like as far as the babies. And it was in the pageant space because they've been doing that. And a lot of people say, this is exploitation. You are profiteering and making money off of the adultification of your babies. And there was a big stink about it. And then it kind of got quiet. Then we had a lot of like the dancing teams, cheer, all of that is kind of sprinkled in recent years. But the first time I saw Miss Shirley, I immediately thought of JonBenet. And I really was like, oh my God, like I almost felt scared for her because I just feel like social media is such a dangerous place, even for adults who have like autonomy and are independent on their own. And when I started just seeing Miss Shirley and the situations her mom was putting her in, the environments that her mom was putting her in, it made me really scared for her because at the end of the day, she is 4 or 5 years old. She's throwing her hips. She's clicking them fans. Her mama's dressing her up in very adult outfits with lips. I mean, it's a lot is happening in the space. And although, of course, I don't think her mom necessarily is trying to exploit her or farm her out, we know that there's a population that looks for that. You know what I mean? And it just makes me nervous for her growing up so publicly and so many people knowing who this baby is.
Yeah. I will say, I was like, oh, this isn't, I think whenever I came across, because sometimes it just pops up. I don't know if it's because I have children, but some particular videos pop up. But I remembered, I was like, I think when I saw this baby, she wasn't even Miss Shirley. Her mom has been playing, in those TikTok social media streets pretty much since Miss Shirley was born.
Oh, wow.
So she's been gearing up and posting her and putting her on this platform since the very beginning, where everybody just kind of met her with the boots on the ground situation. She's been trying to be, socially famous in that way with her baby to, of course, gain some capital. So it's kind of been inching up to this moment. It's like, now that I finally got it, we want to kind of revel in it. But let's get into Miss Shirley, just in case y'all might not know who she is.
Over a Facebook Live.
Well, people picking her up. Well, do she only get booked at adult events? Y'all literally got a video going around talking about she only get booked at adult events, but kids in the background.
So here's what went down. Somebody reported them to DHS and CPS saying little Miss Shirley, the kid who line dances, had a fans-only account. Her mom hopped on live to shut that all the way down. If you haven't seen her, Miss Shirley's been going viral for a while, but things blew up after she did her boots on the ground to dance with a fan blowing in the background. That clip made waves, but now it's led to serious drama. Shirley had to go through a forensic interview to prove she wasn't being abused. Her mom had to answer questions at the precinct about Shirley's bookings, now that she's getting paid to appear at events. CPS even wanted to take pictures of where she lives. Her mom was clearly upset, said the police at the station actually wanted photos with Shirley, but had to do their job first. Shirley, meanwhile, was just sitting in a chair alone. And the wildest part? The report didn't even come from someone local. It came from a whole other state. They claimed random adults were picking Shirley up and that she was performing at adult-only events, which her mom says is just not true. She even showed proof there were kids at those events. Her mom's frustrated, says Shirley was already going viral before the boots on the ground dance. Either way, this whole thing is crazy. What do y'all think? Drop it in the comments.
Marie posted your video on my page so many times. I just love you so much and I'm so happy to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I didn't know her mama was gonna get on live crashing out afterwards. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. On my mama, I ain't never had this many people mad at me at one time in my life. I'm not even gonna lie, I was already scared for the little girl while she
The
was
one
doing
who
boots
called
on the ground,
yeah.
goddammit. But then I saw that little Johnny Gill put on your red dress and your high heel videos, and nah, man, I picked up my phone immediately. It's one thing about us talking about this shit every day, but I feel like somebody had to take action.
Baby, like we was getting ready to get in the car one day, and she gave me attitude. She was crying. I was like, now we're not gonna act like this today, Miss Shirley.
4-year-old being rented out by her mother to go to adult parties, to dance with these adult majority men, and to sit on these men's laps. Yeah, she's renting out her 4-year-old to go do this. Mind you, she's also teaching her 4-year-old daughter to call herself a baddie. She's also been reported to be on her mom's OF.
The girl's mama, it comes to a point. Take your child off the internet, please. They already done called CPS on you. What else do you want them to do? Take her? Like, it's a such thing as exploiting, and that's exactly what it is. And I know a lot of y'all finna get in here talking about, oh, y'all just hating on this little girl. No, we're not. We're parents at the end of the day. I have 3, and I have an 8-year-old little girl, and please let me tell you, she can't even do no boots on the ground. No flex, no nothing. You can do 1, 2 step, maybe clap, but all that bending over and stuff, I put your kneecaps behind you. Stand up straight. You are 8. You ain't nothing older than that. Like, it's sad to see what people will go through just for their child to be recognized. Like, she done already been on Jennifer Hudson show, all that. That's great. But all these trail ride dances that she doing, instead of bending over and all in front of all these adults and everybody think that's okay. We're in this nap time.
Who called CPS on Miss Shirley mama? Really, bro? This the part that's this the part that's making me mad. Y'all mad because this little girl had a video with a red dress on, was putting on her mama high heels, and putting on perfume, and putting on lipstick. Y'all mad because a little girl is being a little girl. Every woman in the world, when they was a kid, when they was a baby, they did that before. Everybody done did that before. Got little boys out here with switches in their room talking about they gonna switch cheese somebody. You ain't called CPS on their mama. Did you call CPS on their mama? No, you didn't. But y'all some weirdos, bro. This little girl, I know why you're mad. You only mad because that girl 4 years old and she making more money than you.
Can we normalize every man who went to go and meet that child, that toddler, who was dancing? If you met up to take a picture, to pick her up, to hold her, to embrace her, can we have you investigated, please?
That at first, but I saw JoJo Siwa. She made millions of dollars for doing bookings for kids' parties and kid events. So I'm like, okay, well, there's no hurt in that. No, her bookings are at nightclubs and bars. Even when she met the singer of the Boots on the Ground song, they met at a club. I don't know him from a can of paint. And I would never let a random grown man I've never met a day in my life pick up my toddler daughter. Then there's the meet and greets, y'all. Every single one of her meet and greets are just random strangers picking up that little girl and taking pictures. Mind you, there's not another child in sight. But to then go onto OnlyFans, now we know you can have an account without doing risque things. The thing about it is people can pay you to request certain videos. That is 1000% what that mother is doing.
All right. Actually, where them fans at? What is the verdict about Miss Shirley here?
Again, like I said, do I think her mother wishes ill intent on her child? No. But do I think her mama is making a bag off her baby? Absolutely. Do I think that there is potential for danger here? Yes, Tyra, these grown men we're talking about, they drove 4 hours to go to a booking with Miss Shirley so they could get a picture with her and hug this baby. Like, you gotta be delusional as a mother. Like, I would think, and I don't have any babies yet, but you're a mom, Tyra, and I would think that as a mother, you would do anything to ensure the safety of your child. And that would not include booking your baby in engagements where she can be picked up, hugged by strangers. Like, whether her mom means to sexualize her or not, predators will. I don't think it's most people that are going to look at Miss Shirley and be like this, but I think she's putting her in compromising positions, and I think she's aware of who's saving her baby's posts, of who's following the account just to look at Miss Shirley. Like, you have to be delusional, and I think she knows that's where she's getting the lion's share of her money, and she don't want to stop the money train. And I think that just becomes dangerous, because what's more important? Is the bag more important than her potential safety? Because Miss Shirley probably can't go nowhere now, especially where they're from, without somebody recognizing her. And it scares me, because I feel like it makes the baby a target. Like that's my issue. This is a world full of pervs, and I just feel like some of these situations and scenarios this baby is in are not okay, and it's unacceptable.
There's a lot to be said about Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley's she's not the first Miss Shirley, and she's definitely not gonna be the last. Even kind of aging her up with the Miss Shirley thing, like, this is a child. I'm here for the success, and clearly Little Miss Whittam fans, that she enjoys dancing. She's, she might be one of those kids who's just, naturally a dancer. I feel like her safety isn't being thought of, because I'm from Texas, and the trail rides are everything down here. You're gonna go to a trail rides. Those events are extremely adult, grown men, horses, and debauchery. Okay, and liquor. Grown man, horses, debauchery, and liquor. At no point, meet and greet or whatever or not, Miss Shirley don't need to be doing club appearances and getting a bag that way. I would hope that, if this is the thing, we would want to have her around other children. And I know that there is a thing of people feeling like you are taking this too serious, in a way that, like, oh, here we go, trying to police a 4-year-old's body, and better yet, police a little black girl's body. Why are we immediately jumping to her being sexualized and these suggestive dance? Because I had other videos, but Miss Shirley was breaking it down a little too much for my liking. And I was like, I don't want to use those. I don't want to use those, because I didn't invest enough in the viewing. But when I started watching, I was like, oh, these dances are, a lot of them are, your typical line dances. It's a lot of, a lot of hip shaking, and it's just a bit much. So I couldn't use those. And I know there's especially in the black culture, you at the barbecue, do that dance for mama, dance, or, that's one thing. But Miss Shirley is on a very public platform. And we've seen one too many situations, especially in the current Ruby, the little, what was the little mama that we did the conversation, bad influence, that influencer, that situation. We know enough now to know that it's not just innocent, oh, we love Miss Shirley, or children watching Miss Shirley. There's a whole sector of disgusting folks watching Miss Shirley also. There is no reason for her to be on OnlyFans. The mom is refuting that, like, no, it's not like that. It's like, because
it's only page.
Yeah. But what are we requesting? Because from my understanding, anything that's an OnlyFans, you are gaining access to. Why would you want anybody? Because little 4-year-olds don't have no credit card accounts or no debits, no nothing to want to. These are adults wanting to get more personal with Miss Shirley. No. There are other avenues to, hey, if you want to support Miss Shirley, send your funds there, to where they never have to see or interact with this baby. The club appearances, trail rides, people driving to a meet and greet to physically touch her, that's my main issue. I would think that, I think she's trying to, like, capitalize on it, because I said she's had this baby online since forever. So it's like, okay, well, let's capitalize on this moment and take all money. Ain't good money, though. She shouldn't be at the club. She shouldn't be at the bar. She shouldn't be at the trail rides. And people sure shouldn't be coming to have a meet and greet with this little baby, who are grown ass adults driving to see her. Every single man and woman walking does not have, your child's best interest at heart. And they're not going to see, the innocence in Miss Shirley. People are sick. I need to see, like, who's guarding her, who's making sure things are appropriate, like, who's letting her in the club to begin with. And also, we hear things with this where I would hope that some funds are being put to the side for when Miss Shirley is really a miss. I would hope that we're not just capitalizing on this and, okay, because, viral situations are here today, gone tomorrow. She could have consistent virality, or just have enough investment in her to, bask on to whatever till she ages up, or this could just be temporary. Whatever's happening, make sure that you're putting Miss Shirley first and putting her funds first, and it's not just, all right, we made it. No, just make sure your child is safe. Make sure your child is safe. And I don't mind I don't want it to come off as like we're trying to police her.
I am. She's 4. Police her body. Like, what do you mean? She has no autonomy. Like that's my thing. A child should be protected by their parents. It is inappropriate for her to be putting on a red dress, putting on high heels to Johnny Gill. Who was that for?
That's normal now.
Who was it for?
The best that you can do is, and that video I saw because I went and searched for it because I wanted to see. I was like, oh, I see kids, especially Black children on here. They're doing this a lot, and it's just under the realm of, oh, this is acting, this is dress up. It's either this is acting or this is the same as back in the day when if you played in your mom's stuff, who was around to see it, who was around to hear it, who was around to police it. These were private situations that you did growing up playing in some things. The moment that it hits the internet, is there forever. I wouldn't want my kid on here. I don't want that. But a lot of people are using their kids in this way, especially the dressing up part in the reciting the Norbit, and I'm gonna act like I'm on Maury and I'm pregnant, and this is what they're doing. That video of the red dress, I was like, oh, this is safe with some of the stuff that I've seen. With the Johnny Gill, I was like, oh, I was expecting something more outlandish because of what I've seen on social media. That red dress, high heels video was actually safe, Miss Shirley. I was like, oh, I didn't know what y'all was saying she was over here doing if it warranted somebody feeling like they needed to call CPS. But I want her as a Black baby to be able to flourish and have a good time and dance without feeling policed. I just want her mother to make sure that she is protected in it and being mindful of who's watching and being mindful of some of the more suggestive things that are happening with these dances. Because I was getting videos. I was like, I don't see no kids. Where y'all at?
I don't know. It becomes a line for me with all kid influencers, and we've been down this road before about at what point are they being made to do this, and at what point at 4 or 5 do you want to do all these things? You know what I'm saying? Like
she's been trained. Clearly, this don't just happen at 4. She has been trained. I saw a video just when I was gathering. I didn't put it here because I just was like, oh, Miss Shirley, I'm just tired of her. I think she's not even 1, and her mom has her in a wig, and it's just like she's trying to get verbally what she wants her to say and do in here, and she's trying to just walk off and be a baby, and she's like, no, come back here, come on, show them your stuff, come on, Miss Shirley, flip your bang, and like this is very pageantry, like this is the new form of the stage mom. But it's just different because of the capacity of who's able to have access and see Miss Shirley is totally different. But this is definitely a tots and tiara type thing, and I've never agreed with that. If she can't verbally say yes or no to something, and you're just get out there and we're gonna be on Jennifer Hudson and what them fans at and shake it and she doesn't have any control over that. So who's to say if and when she actually wants to do these things, or if it's just all right, get out there, show them. She's a stage mom at this point. Anything else on Miss Shirley?
Yeah, you got a super chat about it. And you're right, Critical. I felt like the mom's response made it worse for me because it was like her doubling down after that. And she's cussing and fussing, and the baby's sitting right next to her. While you cussing and screaming and fussing about these MFers and won't they sell they coochie and blah, 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 blah. Like she went on a whole tirade, and the little girl is sitting right next to her. And people are parents, and these are the parents, honey. But, whether CPS should have been called, I don't know. But I do think there needs to be some sort of oversight if mama's not going to do it. I do. I think somebody needs to be looking out for the baby's best interest. But I don't believe that man is the one who called him. Somebody called.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, anybody can hop on here and say it was me. I called. I was Miss Shirley. What? Sir, where did you come from? You and your busted eyes. Thank you so much, Nisha, for the $4.99. I thought they said the OnlyFans was a Facebook group called Miss Shirley Fans Only. Even that is too much. Yeah, it's been back and forth on that. That's what the mom said. And even if it's that, like, hopefully it's being treated just as that. And like what like I don't know, like fans of this baby, like what are y'all doing? What are y'all talking? Like I don't like what is that? It's just odd to have so much investment in a child and you're not but it's what's to be expected. Like with the video, I think I cut it off where she had on her bonnet and she was talking about Ryan, the little boy who is very very successful in the YouTube space, and he's successful for playing with toys, and the latest toy that drops and he's going to play with it and give you a review of it is still in the avenue of being a child. This is extremely adult, so it's mostly little 4-year-olds. Most they ain't running around trying to see what them fans at. And the most places that she is visiting, there are no kids there quite often. I didn't see her doing what the fans at in the Chuck E. Cheese or the bouncy house or
The club with the club lights.
Yeah.
It's like, how is the baby even allowed in the club? That's gotta be.
Because at this point she's receiving bookings, and if you're getting booked, you're going down to the club and the bar, and you know it just shouldn't be that. But I'm hoping that whatever it is, and they're getting together to consort to talk about what Miss Shirley go. Oh, she's so cute. Yeah, you can do that underneath her little Instagram or something. What do we need a whole? I don't know. That just seems like a ram to harbor weirdos.
It is.
Because anybody who cares enough and they're invested enough for that, it's gonna be a weirdo a majority of the time. And not to say that everybody is, but a lot of the times, child. Yeah. Let's see. Nikki Watson said Ryan is 12 years old. They are working him, and it's sad. Yeah, I think once these kids start out at an age like Miss Shirley and they're 3 or 4 and they don't have much of an opinion, eventually it becomes a lot because the parents begin to rest on, well, this is, our meal ticket and our success. And hell, they don't work anymore. Their job is managing Miss Shirley. Like, but how long is Miss Shirley gonna want to be Miss Shirley? And what them fans at a dance and learn, like, child, we shall see.
Yeah, I don't even know who the Ryan is, child. I don't watch toy videos.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, child, I got them kids. I'm a teacher. Yeah, Ryan is. Ryan's world is really really successful. Like it was a whole situation in here with Ryan's toothpaste and brush, and he has a whole line of things. He's been extremely successful in the space, but a lot of these children, as we're finding out, like they don't want to do these things. They don't want to do these things.
With them Frankie people, that little boy said, "I don't want to do this anymore." Like
I have yet to see anybody who's been whatever in a viral way as a child in the past, I don't know, 10, 20 years who found success go, I was really happy to be there doing them things. We always get, some horror stories later and how they were forced, and I was carrying my family on my back and I was putting these compromising situations. Let's not have that happen to Miss Shirley. But if we are gonna have her in those adult spaces so often, it's, it may happen more urgently and unwarranted than we want it to. Just protect the damn baby. Oh Lord.
Oh, yes, protect your child.
Child. Oh, let's move on. Now, trigger warning, because we're gonna get into Q from day 26. Now, Diddy is diddying over there with that trial. That's not anything that I potentially wanted to even cover or dive into beyond Cassie and all the other folks that are taking the stand. But I thought Q's situation was pretty interesting, and it would open up a different avenue to have a different conversation. Let's hear about what's happened to Q. Once again, if you guys want to discuss anything, ask a question, send a super chat. We will pin it, no matter what it is, even if it's not pertaining to the subject at hand. Let's go over with old day 20.
We were in the studio in New York City, and I was with Dirty Money. At this time, I was around Dirty Money for about a year while they were creating Last Train to Paris. And I guess I was around because I was dating Dawn. I just happened to be around. So Diddy's like, I think he was very, very high. He's like, we're going to go to the Hamptons. He was like, we're going to go stay the night there, and you guys want to come. And it felt very weird because this energy just felt so weird. You know what I mean? It was friendly high. You know what I'm saying? Like a friendly invitation to something.
He wasn't usually like that?
No, he's never invited all of us to one of his houses. My ex at the time, which was Dawn, she gave me a ecstasy pill. And she says...
Is that what she said it was?
Yeah, she said it was ecstasy, and she said it was from Puff to give to me. And it was red. And I took it because I thought I was going to get freaky with my girlfriend, you know? We tried ecstasy before, and I trusted her that that's what it was. So I took it immediately, and she had one too. He gave her 2 of them. I took mine. Within like 20 minutes, I knocked out and blacked out.
Yeah.
I woke up in the twins' bedroom in the basement, and I woke up out of my sleep screaming very, very loud.
Who are the twins?
I don't know their names.
Are you talking about Diddy's daughters?
Twins.
Okay.
Yeah. Diddy's twins.
girls.
His girls. Yeah. I woke up in their bed to cameras filming me, and they were laughing as I woke up out of my sleep, screaming. And it felt like... I'm not gonna cry.
Okay.
Yeah, take your time. It's okay. It's understandable that you're reliving this and emotion comes with it.
What I witnessed was a sober Sean and a regular Sean. Like when he's regular, he's very cool, very giving, like it will invite you to dinner, you know what I mean? Feed you around his table. What up, Playboy? What up? Be very excited. Then I saw a high Sean too, which was very dangerous. So that's why I said I feel like he's in jail, and I'm not judging anybody because I think he needs prayer and help, but he's in jail because he's a danger to himself, first of all, and he's a danger to the world right now. And I think there's a lot of people that are scared that didn't come out in the beginning, that are very scared because it's a scary situation. It's not just him that could possibly hurt you. It's people around him that are still close to him that could hurt you, or it's just really deep, man, with Sean. So I would say I think he's in jail right now just for a good reason. Well, my thing with Roger Vines was like I had an issue with him, and I was kind of like nervous around them because I was in the email and I saw some things in a personal email that threw me off guard.
Like what?
I don't want to go into details right now, but it just threw me off guard. You know what I mean? To make me be like, you know what I mean? Like I understand you crying now and of the trauma that you've seen, but what about me, bruh? Mm-hmm. Like, what about the trauma you put me through when I read that email? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's just not like Sean that's guilty. They're all fucking guilty, man. Like, and I'll just put the blame on Sean. I blame everybody that's in his circle. They're all minions and they want to be like him. And if they can't be like him, they try to come against him. If they don't got the money or they can't get it as quick as him or whatever he's doing to get it, you know, then all of a sudden it's like, let's turn against him now, you know what I mean? Because I guess whatever, I don't know. Things felt very sacrificial. Shit.
Okay, explain.
I can't. When you're under a power, man, it's just I can't go into details now, but sir, like, I'll tell you, it felt like some sacrificial stuff was going on, man. Like, it felt very scary and weird to where I ran to get help. I ran to my doctor. I spoke up with my family. I spoke up to people around me because I was like, if this is true, and I'm caught missing or dead or something, I want you guys to know facts and the truth of what I'm going through and experiencing.
Did you have this conversation with the rest of the group?
Yeah, they know.
So when you guys heard this,
we was in tears. Like,
oh,
yeah,
wow,
in tears.
I really like lost myself for like years, and I don't cry about this no more because I'm stronger. But it's like I was going crazy, bro, trying to figure out like what's going on.
Okay, Jesus, Q. Now, I don't, per se want to use this to talk about Diddy, as I said, or that trial, because I don't even think Q's a part of that. But I did want to talk about safe spaces and a place where Black men can be vulnerable. Why aren't men protected or uplifted when they are victimized? I'm seeing some of it in this chat too, where we've had Q speak on his experience and it's just kind of looked over or passed up, or it's used as like the butt of the joke, like, oh, he got them cheeks, oh, he, like, why? I I feel like it's disgusting. Any victim is a victim. It feels like, especially when it comes to being traumatized in a sexual way, even though Q is not saying that, it's like we're saying everything but that. If we are being drugged for the most part, if we're waking up and screaming, if I'm waking up screaming, I'm scared and I'm in pain. And it felt very reminiscent of, if anybody has seen Baby Reindeer, that's the first thing that came to my mind. What happened to him. And if anybody's watched that full interview with Day 26 on Vlad TV, even in that moment with the rest of the group members, it feels like it's something that's daunting over all of them in some way. I don't know what happened, but it's like something happened and he's the only one at this point who's willing to speak on it. And it even felt like, oh, not to say they don't love him or support him in this journey. It's like, oh, he's about to go there. He's about to bring this up. Goddamn, like, it's just like, we don't want to talk about that. And I just feel like that there needs to be an open forum for any, especially Black boys, Black men who are abused in that way, to feel safe to speak on it without getting into the stigma of, or oh, you tainted, you're touched, oh, you gay, or you, like, we immediately go to a sexuality thing of it, or even if it's not a Diddy, if it's a woman, like, oh, well, it's clearly, especially if you're underage, it's something you wanted, or you a man, like, it's just weird. It's weird ass behavior, and I feel like it's really, really gross. Clearly that man is dealing with something, and it's been a lot of trail of Diddy involving men, especially groups and people who have been under his management, and how they were after his management, and they are, diagnosed, and we're bipolar, and we're on meds, we're seeking help, we're hospitalized, and he's come to a space where it's like, I can say these things, but I don't want to confirm nothing. I can't even, like, say outright exactly what happened to me, because I think he knows, but I think he doesn't want to deal with the backlash of saying Diddy exactly did X, Y, and Z to me because of how he may be looked at as a man. Ashley, Q.
Yeah, Q's story is deep because if you watch Day 26, if you watch that season of Making the Band, you'll know that they kind of almost had exiled Q. Q had kind of walked away from the group. He was the problematic one. He was, you know what I mean? That was kind of the narrative. Even on the show. And then we see as he got older, we had this event happen, and then he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which we know can present later in life for people, and can also be brought on through trauma. Right. When he is on Aubrey O'Day's podcast and he is talking about Don basically drugging him for Diddy, and him waking up with everyone standing over him laughing, and him not knowing what happened, I believe him. Like they say, believe Black women, believe Black men too. I don't find anything funny about his trauma or the abuse that he endured. I mean, I know we can watch commentary of Diddy, like of the trial and all that, and there are some things that are comical, but if we sit down and count up the people, and we don't even know all the people, y'all, who have been violated and brutalized in a way that they can never come back from, it's heartbreaking. And everybody's not built the same, because while he's probably done this to a ton of people, not everybody has the same trauma response. And so some people are able to cope and adapt, and to the world, you wouldn't even know that they have been harmed in that way, right? Because they're taught, especially as men in the culture, that you suck it up. Boys don't cry. Like, we're not doing that. Get up, man up, and move on with your life. What's the point in talking about it? What's the point in sitting with it? Well, the point is, if you're vocal, it could stop the predator from harming someone else in the future. You know what I'm saying? I think it was brave of Q, but in that Vlad interview, they are definitely trying to shut it down. Like, all right, Q, that's enough. Like, don't say too much. And I don't know if part of it was in an effort to try to protect protect him from the powers that be, or if it was like, man, he's going down this road again. But black man, if you've been traumatized and you want to talk about it, tell your truth, tell your story, because you don't know who else it can help. Q has been in therapy and taking medication, but this is still breaking him. And I just think it's really important for us to be sensitive to that fact. Yes, you and another person could have endured the same trauma, and you have you were able to, man up and tuck it and do that. Everybody can't do that. And I don't think we can laugh at him or, make fun when this man was clearly traumatized. Something clearly happened to him. Harm was done. And I believe Don gave him that pill. As much as she got out here and tried to say, I didn't do that, I don't know what he's talking about. Girl, be serious. Like, everybody there was culpable and complicit in this. And my heart breaks for Q, because there is no safe space. Either, like you said, he's going to be called gay, he's going to be called a punk. Like, man, what are you talking about this now for? Like, why didn't you talk about it then? They do the same thing to women, but I think men get it doubly because they're supposed to be strong. You're not supposed to be weak. Like, you let him do that to you? Like, you let that happen? When at the end of the day, he's still a victim. And was still victimized. I pray one day we get to a place as a society where men can feel comfortable standing in their truth and expressing the trauma. It's the only way the cycle can stop, is if it's exposed and talked about. And unfortunately, when people are shamed, it makes them less likely to tell their story. And so perpetrators can still do it and get away with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was just really, really heartbreaking to hear him talk about it. It really sounds like it was a violation from people that he trusted, especially Don. And he's like, I know Diddy and he's cool, but Diddy on drugs is, something else. But, it's just very that. I was around people that I trusted, especially my girlfriend, and I was placed in this situation. And then when we get into Dawn, as far as, I guess, in the trial sense and what we've been seeing, it seems like her testimony and maybe what she brought to it was some of the weakest. And she was the one questioned the most as to what her motives were for being there. And you trying to, run up a check type situation. I believe him. I don't know what he would have to gain, from lying or trying to place Dawn, of all people, in an unfavorable light. And, he gains nothing from this. He gains nothing from this. And I saw somebody ask why maybe they didn't call him to trial. I don't even know if he would want to, if we can't, even address it outright and say this happened to me. Like, how much can we do in a trial if he's not gonna, say the whole thing? But, it's easy to say, well, you could be saving the next person and say something. But the stigma and what that could mentally do to him by just saying, this is what is done to me, and it hurt me. And I'm a victim and I deserve support. And I want him to pay for what he did. Like, unfortunately, it wouldn't do him any benefit because of how society is. And that's just really, really sad. So like Ashley said, I would just hope that one day we are in a space to where we can verbally say these things and they're taken seriously. Because it's like, it's, white women, and then it's black women, and no, it's white women. Then it's maybe Latina and other ethnicities, and then it's black women, and then it's black men on like the trauma ladder as far as who's going to be believed, who's going to be taken seriously with their allegations. And unfortunately, Q is on that bottom tier to where it's like, okay, yeah, I would rather not say it than address it and deal with everything that's going to come behind me saying this grown man took advantage of me in a drug-induced state. But all right, Ashley, anything else you want to say about Q?
I want to leave Diddy.
You want Diddy? You want to leave Diddy? But I did. I just wanted to talk about it because I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, we gonna take a little pause for the calls, and we gonna catch a breath, and we gonna come right back. Y'all hit that like button while we taking this break.
Bamboo sticks all in the Jeep. It's a new weirdo every week. Weirdo. Do what, put it up for my seeds. No trip for the eye.
Just trying to have a good time.
No trip for the eye disease. Do anything for clout. Do anything for Watch your mouth, stay in your place. Get out the way, then your ass can pay. No disrespect, we trippin' but we love, yeah. Swapping our cars from I bought her the Lambo, she bought me the ring. Swapping, practice, make practice. Nigga, it's never too late. Out of the state, out of the state. Then I hit the bills about it.
I see y'all down there in the chat comparing him to Raz B, but this is what they've done since the beginning of time, especially in the industry or any of those spaces. As soon as someone has an allegation or whatever, it's easy to dismiss them. And even if he does have trauma or he's needed to be medicated, oh, they're crazy. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Even that man who was most recently on the Diddy trial, who they had all that footage out that I forgot his name, the white man, they called him crazy, and he was trying to do what XYZ at the Trump Towers and this, and he wasn't lying. Everything he said has come to light as far as how Diddy and Cassie were conducting themselves in these freak offs. Like, don't dismiss people and call them crazy. Like, don't do Raz to the B. Oh, Chris Stokes will have his day. Lord, it's gonna be a day, child. But let's get into Glow. Let's get into Glorilla and a little plastic surgery. Now, I wanted to talk about Glorilla because I remember the moment that Glorilla came out. Y'all know I'm hood. I was like, all right, let's go. But she was very like vocal about I'm coming in with, kind of like a small Lizzo, a skinny Lizzo. Like, we gonna get on this body positivity. I don't want to change myself. I love my body, my nose, my everything. Like, this is what it is. This is what y'all getting. I have no plans to do anything to my frame, my nose. I might get my teeth fixed, which she did, but I'm not touching nothing. I love myself, and I'm here I'm representing for the girl, the skinny girls, Are we trying to get back to that era of mostly female hip hop, to where you didn't have to check off this list of, the lace front, the teeth, the BBL, the this, that, and that, just for you to have success? She was kind of a throwback, and now we're kind of throwing it back the other way. But let's look at Glorilla.
I'm on my bullshit. I just bought some new titties. Y'all know I ain't with that overboard shit. Just did a little filling, just fit them in. That ain't nothing too outrageous, you know what I'm saying? That's something for my man. Grip on.
What happened?
So I had changed it 3 times, really. Like, the first time I went and got them, they was cute as then. I just started feeling like they were big. Like, I was holding my mouth a certain way, because I already kind of talk with my mouth closed a little bit. So when I look at interviews, I be talking, and my teeth just looked big, so I got them shaved down. Then they was still looking big. Like, when I did Rolling Loud, I was it was a video of me somewhere. I was holding my mouth a certain way. I was holding my mouth like my teeth were too big. So by the time the BT Awards came, I went to the dentist like a couple days before the BT Awards. I'm like, I got to be in too many cameras. I got to accept my award. My teeth got to be curt. And so he had took them off and put me a new set on. And like these.
He laughed like he was.
What, bruh? You right, like I hate celebrities.
You was perfect the way that you were, and I know it's her body, her choice, her nose, her choice. But no. You was already a dime. Why is you penny pinching? Why? What? The problem I have is when y'all start touching it once and y'all want to keep y'all touching it again. Don't touch it again. Once y'all start playing with that etch a sketch, y'all keep etching and sketching and sketching and etching. In your song, you said it's giving hair, face, ass, titties. Why are you touching the face if it's already giving? Why? This really broke my heart, and I love Glorilla, for real. And I blame y'all for talking about her nose in the first place. It's y'all fault. I can't even give you a hallelujah, Gloria. I gotta give you a boo, tomato, tomato. Pull the lever, pull the surgery, please.
Now, Glow. Stomping rap bitches and making bail, ho. Okay. Now, of course, deny. But it seems like for the most part, Glorilla has been really forthcoming with every single procedure that she's had. But I think the nose was touching. Ashley, you want to speak first on why do you think Glorilla maybe started out this way and decided to kind of conform, if you will, if you want to call it that. Maybe these are things as enhancements, or maybe she's just trying to, fall in line with everybody else. Who knows? But why do you think she went this route and changed her mind?
Yeah. I mean, I like, just to put it for the record, I don't judge anybody for making changes that they want to change to themselves. If they got the coin, the cute coin, and it doesn't become obsessive, do what you want to do. My concern with Glow though is like, are you really doing this for you? Or did somebody tell you something? Because the industry is famous for influencing artists. Like, you might get a more mass appeal if your titties were bigger. You know what I mean? If you kind of just smooth that down, you'd be more palatable to the greater audience. And then also, we kind of have to think about the criticism that people receive. We don't know what's going on in a person's mind. Have these always been things that Glorilla has wanted to address, like my booty too small, my titties too small, I want my nose? Because some people right now be like, when I get a bag, like, I'm getting lipo 360, I'm getting my Brazilian butt lift. Like, there's people who literally think like that. And I think it's hard to say without knowing her, what her motivation was truly, if it was industry, if it was societal pressures, or if it's something that she wanted to do. I will say, I think she looks cute. Who are me to judge, Tyra? Who are me to judge what this young lady wants to do? I think she looks good. It doesn't look overboard. She doesn't look like Nicole Kidman yet. Now, what I would caution is that addiction. And then some things require upkeep and maintenance. Like, you got to keep going back to get, plucked and nipped. But yeah, that's my only thing. I'm never pressed about what somebody else want to do with their body. It's their business. And I don't judge her for it. Let her be great. Like, let a Black woman do what a Black woman want to do. It's her business. Like, but I hope she didn't do it because somebody else told her to.
Yeah, I think it's just a sector of people who are a little devastated. Like, oh, Glow, we thought you was, representing for the girls who may not look like that, and you look like us, and it's just like, oh, another one bites the dust, and we're getting into the plastic surgery. I will say, for nose jobs, I do like that she didn't do we didn't automatically
Girl, a
go.
Whoville? Oh my
Yeah.
God, I hate that one.
We didn't automatically go to Whoville or go over there in the, we didn't jump into the Michael Jackson streets. Because sometimes, it's like, well, damn, did they need to take all your nose? I do like that at least with her getting it, she is practicing modesty. Like she said, y'all know I ain't trying to go overboard. I just want a little something for my man to grip on because, she didn't have too much up there. But I don't know. The nose always gets me. You can get all that other stuff. When you get to touching your nose, like, especially if you have, when it comes to, Afrocentric features, like, your nose can be, the blackest, like, that's mine. And when you shave it down and we're getting to that point and we're getting to like a European type of standard, and I feel like that's subtracting from, like, we niggas, I like those. I like a good big nose type situation. But it's fine. I can understand why, because I did remember a video before she ever touched anything. I think she had just maybe got her teeth done, and she was like, she was maybe considering her nose because it was something in her own family that she was picked on the most about, that they would call her big nose. So she's like, I'm not gonna touch it, I'm gonna keep my nose. And of course, now we're here. I would just say, long as it's in moderation and she's not going overboard, because we know what that looks like, and she's tweaking herself a bit too much, and that hopefully she's doing these things because she wants to, and there's no record exec or somebody whispering in her ear that she needs to be more palatable to reach a certain standard in the industry. But I would never police any woman who decides to go under the knife, baby. As long as it's safe and you ain't trying to, go to nobody's basement, go do what you got to do. If that's what you want to do and that's what you want to pay for, I couldn't say. If I got a cute coin, I wouldn't go. Okay, girl. Excuse me? Who? Girl, I don't know that person. It's a new body. You ain't F me, you F Nicole body. Ain't no miles on this for nobody.
Please,
Nobody.
Nikki.
Got
Nikki.
nobody. Now I need some nudes. Nobody. I swear I cuss y'all out. I don't know none of y'all. I couldn't, say if I wouldn't go over there. So I just hope that it's always in moderation, and of course it kind of, let's just end it here and not go overboard. But she looks good. It looks like she's feeling good, and that's always a good thing to see on a black woman. But I never want, us to need to see that we need to get closer to a European standard to be acceptable. Like, if you got your nose, baby, that's your nose. This is our nose. This is our nose. And don't just, take it overboard to where, well, you know what? My chin is kind of, my cheeks. And then all of a sudden you look like a brand new damn person. Because I could say that even with, I think Cardi B started, and a lot of it was in moderation and her doing correction on things that she maybe got when she was just a stripper hoe. And, we may have been in a basement type situation, but then it kind of gets to looking like, are you okay? And it kind of, when it gets to looking a little cartoonish, it's like, well, is it safe? Like, some people don't know where to stop or where to begin anymore. So that's all my issue. Anything else on Glorilla, Ashley?
No, I love Glow. I love her real bad, and I just hope she continues to shine and glow. I do. I like her. I like what she's done for hip hop and like females in it. I like Glow a lot. I like her. I hope she.
Let
Hope
me
she
get
keeps
some money.
glowing.
Touching this chin first. Can't stand my chin with a passion, boy.
Trevor, please.
I can't stand this chin. But getting out of those topics, Ashley and I are going to get into some light work topics, and then we're probably going to get ready to get out of here. Remember, please, 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 if at any point you want to discuss anything, you want to ask anything for us to start later on, whether it's whatever it is, as long as it's respectful. But whatever it is, you are more than willing to do that before we get out of here. Let's get into these light work topics, and we're going to start. Actually, before I press the goddamn button, I'm just going to ask, is this a love language?
Experience where you ask your girl if she ate today, she say yeah, and you ask her what she ate.
Yeah.
And then she tell you that she had some Oreos and some Cheez-Its and a Flapper Lappuccino at 9 o'clock a.m. and it's now 10 p.m. Yeah, I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like that experience. It made me want to crash out. Cause what you mean? Your body had no sustenance for 11 hours? How did you even make it throughout your day? How did you make it to me? Are you about to collapse right now? Of course your head is hurting. Eat something.
Ashley, is this a love language? When somebody asks you what you ate today, and if you ain't ate nothing today, you better eat something now.
Yeah, you know what makes it sweeter?
What?
When they say, "Baby, I done sent that DoorDash. I done sent that Uber Eats. I done Cash Apped you. I done Venmo'd you. I done Zelled you. I done Apple Paid you. Go, baby, get you something to eat. That's sexy. That's sexy as hell. That'll make you do. That make you feel cared for. That make you feel loved. That's affection. Cause even right here, and you know how I peep out a scene, right? I'm looking at the interior. I'm looking at his interior, a little dirty at the top. It don't even matter, Bookie, cause I was still my to you just because you on that type of time. I like it. I like it. That's sassy. That's sassy. That is a love language. Yes.
Say, what you mean you ain't had no sustenance? You ain't had no sustenance today,
He said, "I
girl?
don't like that, Daddy, I don't like it either. Feed me, Seymour."
All you had was a damn frappuccino? Not on my watch. You go eat today, baby girl. Like, it is really touching. Like, I think a little bit goes a long way, and people don't realize some of the smaller gestures you can do as a man or a woman that makes a difference. And sometimes, did you eat today? What Tasha say? You hungry? I cooked. Now, that's different, but that did you eat today, and somebody having that, like, that means you thought about me. Like, you thought about me all day enough to, okay, did you eat? What you mean you ain't eat? Well, let me get what. Yeah, hey, did you eat today? I need you to be alive for me because we in this together.
Come on.
Means the world. Means the freaking world. So if you didn't know how to get your love language on in the easiest way, just call up your girl, your man. So, baby, Did you eat today? Did you get some sustenance, as he said, some sustenance? But I just wanted to make sure. But I'm gonna run it again because I like the tone of his voice. So I'm
I
gonna
do too. New Orleans gonna do it for me every time.
You ask your girl if she ate today, she say yeah. And you ask her what she ate.
Yeah.
I love New
And
Orleans
then she
so
tell you
bad.
that she had some Oreos and some Cheez-Its and a Flapper at 9 o'clock a.m. and it's now 10 p.m. Yeah, I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like that experience.
Yeah.
It made me want to crash out. Cause what you mean? Your body had no sustenance for 11 hours? How did you even make it throughout your day? How did you make it to me? Are you about to collapse right now? Of course your head is hurting. Eat something.
I think that we need to
All right,
look at
next
black men
topic.
beyond their earning capital. Because we are living in a country that is systematically trying to oppress black men financially. A black man may never be able to step into my shoes and do what I do and make what I make. Don't fall for what they're trying to do to make you feel like your man ain't if he don't have what you have or he don't make what you make. I think that the first way we could better support black men is stop looking at their pockets before their characters and hearts.
So I sound like talking to these.
All right. He was saying he liked talking to a poet because they go deep and they understand. Ashley, do you agree with this or no?
She's been deceived. She's been hoodwinked and she's been bamboozled because here oh God, we're going here on a Saturday night. This is supposed to be light work, Tyra.
Light work. You don't gotta delve in. You can agree or disagree.
She's talking about systematic oppression of a black man's wages, and I'm talking about systematic oppression of a black woman's mind to believe that there are no financially secure men out here in these streets. She has conditioned her own self to accept mediocrity, and that's something that she'll have to work out with her own fear and trembling. Can have no parts in it, Tyra. I know too much. I done lived too long. Hold on, let me sit up. I done lived too long, and I done seen too much. All right. I have lived too long and I have seen too much to believe that there are no financially secure black men out here. Baby, there's a plethora of them. Now, where they are, it's smattering here, smattering there. I do agree, character should match, but it is not an impossibility for a black woman to find a gainfully employed or successful black man who has the courage of his convictions and character. I feel like women are conditioning themselves to accept the bare minimum when they do not have to. You ain't got to, baby. You ain't got to. It's deception that there's no black men out here with earning potential. What is y'all talking about? Like BFFR is what I want to say. It's untrue. It's a lie from the pits of hell. And I don't want y'all to believe the hype. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it, baby. If that's the life that you choose, if you want a life of squalor, of degradation and struggle, go on and believe what she said, baby. But it's not true. It's not. And black men should be outraged. Y'all should be mad. All right? Because listen, there's no excuse. Even a man who's been behind them walls. Do you hear me? He can get out and get to that bag. I've seen it. And he can do it legally. Where there is a will, there is a way. If a man want it, he gonna get it. I promise you. And if he want to get it for you, he absolutely will. I really wish, this is harmful rhetoric. Y'all talk about rhetoric that's harmful. This is because it's going to condition an entire generation to accept below what they deserve. And not saying, he's got to be a multimillionaire and all of these things, but it is not fantastical to want a man who is on your level or above. It's not. And I really wish they would stop. That's dangerous to me. That's dangerous. Dangerous. There's a plot.
Like, oh, you gotta make me mad. I gotta sip my water. Let me play it again for y'all in the back who maybe didn't catch what she said.
I think that we need to look at black men beyond their earning capital. Because we are living in a country that is systematically trying to oppress black men financially. A black man may never be able to step into my shoes and do what I do and make what I make. Don't fall for what they're trying to do to make you feel like your man ain't if he don't have what you have or he don't make what you make. I think that the first way we could better support Black men is stop looking at their pockets before their characters and hearts.
You better look at his pocket. You better look at his pockets. And like I said, he ain't got to be rich, but you better. You better. Are you a fool? Like, I just don't understand the concept. And again, I don't believe in judging a man, you know, listen, hell, F that. I'm of a certain age. At this big, gigantic age, a man has to be, he got to be there. I'm not about to struggle with you about who gonna pay this phone bill, who gonna pay this mortgage, who gonna pay this car note. Why is it not paid off? Do we have land? Like, I'm not about to do that at this age. There's no damn way. Oh, Lord.
You said everything and then some. I don't. This is light work, guys. This is light work, you know. But I did put this here for you, because like, why is it always up to the who the fuck said I wanted to be a strong Black woman and carry this nigga on my back? Who said that? Who wrote that rule in the Bible and gave that rhetoric that said we needed to follow that to a T? And it's your job to lift up that man and make sure you build him up and make sure. What are you talking about? There is never enough talk about building together, meeting somebody where they are, being equally yoked, having the same. It's not always about, oh, you need to be making six and you need to have land, as Ashley said. Do we have land?
Unless he buying me land.
It's not, but like, why is it always one-sided to where, as a Black woman, and how long y'all gonna whisper in the Black men's ear that they are systematically oppressed? Like, oh God, they who wrote that? Jesus? Who wrote that? I swear it's one of the 10 commandments. Like, can we please stop? Black people are as a whole are suppressed first. Like, let's just start there. In different ways, sure, but we're all, you know, trying to plot and have the same agenda to be successful and be bright and be brilliant in our Blackness, and hopefully have somebody by your side while you're doing it. That does not mean I need to carry the brunt of the freaking work on my back because I'm the Black woman, and I should lower any expectation of what I may have for myself or for you just so we can maintain. And I need to act like that don't exist. You can only offer what? I need to act like I ain't even see that. What Tyler play? What do you say? Long as he can pay the light bill, you should be thankful. And you lift up that man. Like, let's lift each other. Hopefully, we're both doing well, and there's no lifting required, and we can just grow. Like, don't do this. Don't spew this. Don't just don't. Okay, I'm tired. I'm tired. Nobody wants this. Like, everybody wants this, Rose. Nobody wants this. Okay. Let's not. Jesus, lady, I don't know where he found her, but take her back. Thank you so much. JP runs this for the $5. It is pretty much about what is considered financially secure to the person. What one person might consider financially secure, another might say brokey. Might say broke. Just might. That's all I'm saying. Like, whatever your station is, that's what it is. But don't ever feel like you can't find your equal, because I think it's possible. You don't have to. Always gotta wait. Low Reacts with the $4.99 said Ashley is talking that talk. Never ever settle, ladies.
And JP, you're absolutely right. And I love that you spoke to that, because my definition of financially secure might not be the next woman's definition of financially secure. But what I felt was so harmful in what the young lady said on here was that I can't expect a man to come with with at least what I'm doing. Yeah. And that's harmful, y'all. That's harmful, because why not? Why not?
Oppressed.
Everybody's oppressed, baby. The Black woman. Where do you think the Black woman falls on that? Like,
beneath the Black man, child. And I know they have this thing now to where, oh, you know, Black women, and true as it may be, are the leading as far as, you know, the resources and being educated. But yeah, if I'm educated just as well as this Black man, and we may be going for the same job and doing the same thing, they may get paid more than me just because I'm a woman. And then you have the white counterpart that's going to get paid more than the both of us just because of their ethnicity. Like, let's just not play those games. And what I don't really like as I move on is you're really gonna hear this rhetoric from a black man about a black woman. You don't know, she ain't got to come with nothing. You just make sure. Who? Where are you going to ever hear, especially from the little red pillars? What are you bringing to the table? What you bringing to the table? Don't just roll up here thinking you got to be because I'm the catch. Like, you're not going to hear that from the other side. And if you're getting both ways, don't put that on my back. Who asked for that burden? Get the hell. What the helly?
So I sound like talking
Move on
to
through
these
this mic
poets. I love talking to poets because y'all be having the bars. Man.
Only do in the hood. Like I grew up around rich YT people, okay? They only do this ignorant ghetto shit in the hood. That whole prom, let me decorate the front of the house and put balloons out there with a long ass banner. Nobody does that. This is the shit that BLK people do to try, that the poor BLK people do to try to look like rich YT people. And I'm telling you, as someone who grew up with rich YT people around them and with them and friends who are rich YT people, they don't do that. That's how they know you don't. Immediately, I know you don't have money. When your mother goes all out on prom for you, and you got a band outside, and she rents a fucking Rolls Royce more than her Section 8 payment. I already know you don't have money. We all know. Stop doing that.
Prom 2026, they pulling up in caskets now. We pulling up in caskets. I said my last video that they was trying to do helicopters. Well, they did it, y'all. They did it. They not only bringing a date, they bringing a zoo. Alligators and a horse and carriage, that's old news. We bringing camels. We bringing camels now. They doing prom breakdowns. I seen somebody pay $22,000 on a prom. I seen this girl have her whole family have shirts made like she graduated. If you didn't read the caption on some of these prom videos, you would think they was getting married. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't y'all still have school after you do prom? It's not like the last day of school. We got fire I seen a girl with a choir. When did prom get so serious? At this point, I'm making a prom epidemic documentary. I need everybody that's having these extravagant proms, DM me, and we need to talk about what's going on. And I'm gonna be.
Now, he was about to say, that the prom ain't even all that. It's the after party after the prom that y'all need to be, trying to show up for. That's when all the stuff go down. But actually policing the prom, as you heard with the black lady who grew up around the white tea people, as she kept stating.
Did she though?
That's how we know you ain't got no money. Okay, we know you ain't got no money when you pull up and try to show out just because it's prom and you're renting out this and you're doing this and we have this gown and this dress, and not even just the elaborateness of the home being decked out, but even some of these gowns. Every single prom season for like the past, feels like decade now, it's like, oh, back in my day, you couldn't show all that. Y'all going to prom? Or like, why they look so old? Where y'all go? Y'all going to the club? Why are you so exposed? Why are your titties out to go to prom, ma'am? Why is it, there's all of that. But now it isn't so much just the visual and the look and the suit and, the typical little, rental. We are really going above and beyond with these outlandish situations just for prom. I literally seen something called a promposal video, and it's like a marriage proposal, like you're gearing up to be married, but it's just like a promise of we about to have the best prom ever. And you're winning. Oh, what the hell?
Or that she's gonna accept your invite to prom.
No. The invite is accepted. It's something. I don't think it's like prom. It's kind of like a prom promise or something. They are renting out these lavish homes, lavish hotel rooms. It's being shot like a video, and we getting on one knee type. It's just. I'm like, what? This is prom. But actually, how do you feel about the policing of the prom and how extravagant it's getting? Do you feel like you a brokey the moment you try to show up and do all this extra ish? And you know you ain't paid the light bill but we pulling up in a Rolls Royce for prom.
I'm trying to break this down in 3 parts because I have different sentiments and this is a bit nuanced. For the first heifer who was up there talking about she grew up around the whites, I question that. I question the validity of that because money gonna spend money. Now it might not be as overt, but I remember prom circa, back in the day, and the rich white tees was booking rooms at the Ritz-Carlton, at the Four Seasons, at the Phoenician. Like, money was spent, limos were spent, dinners was $300, $400, money was spent. I just want to say that it may not be have spent in the same way, but nothing is new under the sun. That's the first part. Because girl, did you really grow up around them rich whites? Anyway, the second part, I think it ain't tricking if you got it. And if this is what the children are doing right now and they're having a good time and you got it and you can do it comfortably, I don't believe it's only brokies doing this. For whatever reason, in 2025 on this here, our Lord's internet, it seems as though blackness is always equated to being poor or ghetto. And I don't think that's the case. I just don't. Now, are some, going out and may not have it? Sure. But is that all of them? I don't think so. Finally, the third part for me and my child, I'm not breaking the bank when I don't have college paid for you. I want you to have a good time at prom. I want you to be cute. But unless we got it, baby, we not doing all of that. But I love seeing it. And I think, like I said, it ain't tricking if you got it. Go off, give your babies all the experiences they can have, if that's what they're doing now. But don't act like the rich whites ain't been spending bags and bands on prom for millennia. Let's not do that. That was weird.
Well said. Even if I did have it, no. No. And it's the same. I'm probably the wrong person for a prom, anything, even a wedding. Like, I just feel like those funds could be allotted elsewhere, like where they're really going to do some justice, like maybe your education or maybe your whip, or maybe, things are coming up. We graduating, we 18 and we about to go out into the world, maybe, go off to school. Like, I don't want to blow 35,000, 20,000, 15,000. Oh, baby, no. For what? It's getting
But Tyra, real quick, back in our day, we had a little show called My Super Sweet 16.
Yes, we did.
Okay. And so I just want to know what's really different. And it was like those were affluent families who were going above and beyond for their kids' 16th birthday parties. What's the difference?
No.
This and,
the difference is that back then, social media wasn't as much of a thing. And now, to their own detriment, a lot of people feel like they need to keep up with the next person and keep up with the Joneses. And a lot of them don't have it. And you see people pour in. And of course, you want your baby to, this is your day, like all of that. But if that means, the car gonna get repossessed next week, we need to leave that where it's at, I hate the need for people to feel like, oh, it's an obligation because this is the culture right now as far as a lot of Black children in prom. Don't feel that. If it's breaking the bank, leave that where it's at. leave it where it is. And I swear your baby, your son, your daughter, they're still gonna have a good time. I think put that money where it needs to be for prom, the dress, the hair, the vehicle, the whatever. Because I didn't go to prom. Don't ask me. But girl, I didn't go to prom. I didn't even go to graduation. I picked up my stuff later. I didn't do that, but I would think that, back then it just seems like, everybody went in, you got a little limo. Oh, you thought you was cute, you got you a stretch Hummer limo, gotta call the car, you got your little thing, and it was like, oh, okay, we're cooking. Now it's, a whole lot more, and it's extravagant and it's lavish, and like somebody said in the chat, this can turn into the damn Met Gala. It is, it's a bit much for me, even if you do have it. Like, I don't know, I don't get it, because like I said, I didn't go to prom, so that's not my. Now whatever that baby wanted in there, that old girl, hey, I'm here for it. Me, leave me alone. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care. But I just don't want the culture of we gon' everything gonna be tight around here because we felt the need to pay for prom. Like, baby, you have to keep up with them people. You do the best that you can do for your babies, and that's just what that is. And if you are a person like myself, you got it over there to the side, and I don't want to put that there. You gonna need, like I tell my daughter all the time, we gotta live after this. We have to live after this because this is gonna happen. This is gonna be this one night, and like, oh, you really like, yeah, remember them 5 bands for prom? Yeah, it went to that. Don't ask me nothing. Like, I don't want that. I want that there over there for you for other things. So I don't get it, but I love it. I love how opulent it is for anybody who can't afford it and people who want to pour that much just into a prom scenario. I don't get it, but it's not for me to get it. I understand it though.
Prom is better than the prom. Trying to figure out what y'all gonna do, where y'all gonna go. That's the best part of prom night.
What I did was not right. I took accountability for my actions, and that's the only thing that I can do.
Okay, so y'all just relax. Oh my God, why do y'all keep doing that? I'll lose my license if I'm showing patient information. I'm not showing any patient information, so just relax. Just relax. If y'all see some patient information, then just holla. But I'm not showing nothing. I'm just at work, so just chill. Sit back, relax. Damn. I'd be taking the fun out of everything. Damn. Just chill. And nobody's mad. That's the thing. Who's mad? I'm just telling y'all to relax, chill. You're not seeing any patient information. You're not seeing nothing. So just relax. Y'all be doing the absolute most. Obviously, this is the...
Now, it's all this talk. Just like it's the first time you hear. I go live all the time while I'm on the clock at work. This is continuing on this trend of people, when I say jobs, jobs that are hard, good nurse, good flight attendant, good job, good clean girls. Okay. And you are losing your job, especially in this climate, because you want to get on social media or you want to do a little dance in your little nurse uniform or have a little whatever. And of course, eventually, whether you're reported by someone who sees you and knows, okay, I know where you are. That's not protocol. I'm reporting your butt. Or you have someone just happen to see you. You have someone just happen to see you a higher up, and you lose your station and you lose your job. And now you are making videos talking about I accept what I did, and it was like I have no investment in grown ass people who have grown ass jobs playing on the clock. Like, I don't know what it is about, especially because that's where they on TikTok. What it is about TikTok where you are maybe preoccupied with having that type of following and having some viral validation. And because I think half of the intrigue with these scenarios, when you have people doing TikToks or using their job as a way to make content, it's like, ooh, I wonder, like, ooh, you can't do that. Like, and then you lose your damn job. Like, don't mess up your real money for monopoly money. And not to say that TikTok or hell, YouTube, it's not, there are chances of, real revenue. But don't take them penitentiary chances with your real job. There are other things that you can do off the clock or on your own time and still have your job intact. I think it's idiotic, and I don't know why we keep seeing it. But this nurse here, trying to go viral, she lost her job. Ashley.
Maybe she lost more than that. Word on the street is she lost her license.
Yeah.
Which is insanity. The fact that you went to school, you did all those practicals, you went out and you interned and you did all of these things, and then you sat for that test that the nurses got to take.
The what, Ashley?
What is it? The NCLEX test? You know what I'm talking about, y'all.
Yeah.
You're a nurse. You sat for that test, and then you would throw it all away, because it's even beyond HIPAA, right? Which is like your personal protected information that they can disclose. Because I've been seeing it a lot with like call center jobs for people who work in insurance and healthcare. And I'm like, ooh, you might not want to have them on speaker. You may not want to get too comfortable releasing medication names and things like that. But they don't give a damn, Tyra. And there's actually right now this whole discourse about the new wave of healthcare practitioners, and that they're really just going into the field first for the money and then the aesthetic. And I feel like it's really, really sad because they've lost the ultimate thing, which is the care for your patient. How can you be caring for your patient as a registered nurse? You're administering meds, changing out lines, you're doing all kinds of things for people while on live reading comments. Like, you couldn't do that at the charge station while you're charting. I mean, and then that's even still a lot, but girl, like, it's the audacity for me. And then you getting bad with the people in your comment section who are warning you, like, sis, this not it. But yeah, they're saying the aesthetic. The nurses, honey, they want their fig scrubs, they want their Stanley cups, they want, you know, the look of it, but they're not really invested in patient care, which is wild. I can't see throwing away my whole career, the college, the testing, the intern,
the money,
any of it for TikTok.
The loan, the student loans you probably had, like.
And what's crazy, it's not just her. There have been lawyers who have lost their jobs for giving legal advice on TikTok, or like their firm seeing their videos and like, this is in direct conflict with what the work that you do. Like, people, professional people who went to school are losing it all about TikTok. I've never seen anything like it before.
I don't know. Please stop doing this. Please stop doing this, because I've been seeing people down at your local Burger King, like, you know what, you got to get out of here. You in here trying to go viral and making these, you're fired. If they getting dropped at the local fast food chain, don't play with these people in this healthcare industry. Especially how hard it is to get these jobs, and the qualifications that you have to go through, and the boxes you need to check, and the classes that you need to take, and the money that you spent to lose. And then it's like, your license? What? Hell no.
To an ethical issue, right? Like, are you concerned about providing care, or are you concerned about being online? This is a major issue. Like, all of the mistakes that happen from nurses who are actually paying attention, and you're over here doing this, you're not paying attention to anything. Who knows? I wouldn't want to take care of any of my people. Would you? Like, that's scary.
No, I want touching me. Like, no, I wouldn't recommend it. Like, especially for something as fleeting. When TikTok or YouTube or any social media, Instagram, when it's great, it's great. And when it's not, it's not. Your paycheck or whatever your salary is from this good government job, baby, it's going to be consistent, and it's going to be there. Find another way to accomplish your viral dreams, baby. Don't do it on the clock. Do not jeopardize your damn job.
Do that thing they do, Tyra. This is my 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5, where they're doing all of their recording at home. Like, there's a way to still make content. Do it on your lunch break. Have fun.
Even if you even those simple, like, get ready with me, like, if you want to just make that a part of your journey as a nurse, and you know how you gear up, like what time you're getting up, what you're eating, what's your day-to-day routine. This is me getting off. Oh, this is my, my nurse TED talk. This is the stuff I dealt with today. Like, girl, all right, she around and found out, and it wasn't cute.
This is what happens when I take the afternoon off to go do my nails and leave the kids with their dad. And I tell you, I was so disappointed when I walked in last night. I let him take a nap yesterday because he told me he wanted to help me clean when I went to my nail appointment. Bitch, he didn't do one fucking thing. The house was fucking worse than how I was when I left. I asked him why he didn't pick up anything, and he told me that the kids didn't let him. Okay, so how the fuck am I doing it right now with the kids in the house? How am I able to clean with the kids around me 24/7 and you can't do that shit? I'm honestly getting so tired of his excuses, and this is not a satire. I wish it was, but this is my reality, guys. And the reality is that he does not help me do shit. And yes, he is a great provider. I don't have to worry about any bills, but if he's with me or not, he'd still have to be a provider. Apparently, I'm a fucking maid here, so he gets to be the provider and not do shit. Yes, I don't care exposing my business out there because everyone thinks he's so fucking perfect. He paints himself as the perfect man. And I'm also a stepmom, so I do have to take care of my stepchild when it's his turn to get her. I just feel like I'm not getting anything in return here.
Okay, Ashley, question. If you are, let's say, married and your husband is the sole provider, does that mean that they don't have to provide you with much else?
Hell no. Tyra, this man, he don't like me. He don't love me.
I'm with this man. He don't like me. He don't love me.
He don't respect her. He don't like her, and she's better. She's better than me. This man's like, listen, I'm not here to give any bad advice to anyone, but make his life uncomfortable. You mean to tell me you're not only taking care of his children from another relationship, but your combined children as well? Baby, tell me you got access to something somewhere, because I'd be hiring a maid and he would be paying for it, because there's no way you're going to sit in my face and do this. Like you said, you were going to clean up at the very least. She's a full-time mom. He works full-time. He's a great provider, all of that. There has got to be a meeting in the middle. He should be taking out the trash and he should at the very least be mopping them floors. I don't know how the house gets to that point, to where there is like laudable trash, like full big pieces of trash in the middle of the floor. It almost seems staged a little bit. Other than that, he had them kids mess everything up and he's punishing her, because there's no way in real life. I feel like this is a level of abuse, Tyra. I'm not coming home from a relaxing day after taking care of these kids 24/7. I go to treat myself and I have to come and clean like this. Girl, where my mama at? I'm moving back home. Like, because it's a problem. He doesn't like you. He doesn't respect you. And I don't think I could ever be with a man like that. That's insanity. And if he didn't have the ability to clean, he should have called somebody. Like, you have all this money. You're a great provider. Provide that. Because I'm not cleaning it. You would just be sitting here in your filth. Because Tyra, look at that. You have kids. I don't have kids because my nerves are bad. I wouldn't be able to function in that type of chaos and mess. But like, is that normal in the afternoon?
No, it takes some time. I would assume it ain't ever got this bad. It takes some time to get you heard when I tell you. You think I be playing on to say you gotta clean up every day? If you don't clean every day behind your children, no matter the age, no matter the just period, if you don't upkeep your home, it could get here. It could get here. That's probably not what you needed to go if this isn't staged, to go have a little nail moment because you're tired. I just wanted to ask, because there is especially a tendency for when you get into those traditional roles, like, okay, you do everything else just because I'm the provider. And I think that's so unfair and untrue. Like, people discount how hard it is to be the full-time parent 24/7 and what's all required of the children, even if you are, I'm sure working just as hard at your job and you are, taking care of the home financially, but there still needs to be something equally being given on both sides. You can't just rely on this one person for this thing and one for the other. And then I would think, if you don't with this man, he don't like me, he don't love me as my husband, you wouldn't, babe, let me get that. Let me take a little, you're gonna, come in and let me make sure I know you didn't had a day, like you got these kids here. Let me at least, get the trash, or now that I'm here, like a little bit goes a long way. If I'm here and the day looks like this and you come and you put the kids to bed, take out the trash and run me a little bath, thank you. Thanks, babe. Thanks, honey bunches of oats, thank you. But just to like dismiss it, and it could, get into more of an abusive lane because you do it, Norbert, because I'm paying all the bills. Like, yeah, it's very, you build a damn attic, Norbert. Like, no, I don't want to, Rasputia. Like, so I would just say on both sides, don't take advantage of your partner in this way. Like, this is messed up. Like, this is messed up. Because I'm sure it would be abuse in his eyes if I'm doing all the work and she running up that Air Max or something, or running up that Visa or whatever. Like, well, I'm like, it will be problematic in that way, because I am working so hard. So the same thing goes for the household and these damn children.
I know it stinks in there. Girl, this man will leave a bowl in the sink when he comes over, and I'll be like, sir, do you hate me? Like, you don't like me, do you? You want to see this house infested. So I know I could never handle a situation like that, Tyra. That would just tweak my melons, and not in a good way. Oh, oh, look at all the trash, and you know it stinks.
Yeah, that's nasty. That's what that is. That's what that is. But we have one more light work situation, and y'all, we are going to be gearing up to get on out of here.
Do as a woman is have this whole what are we, where do you see this going conversation with a man. Before I clear this room, let me do my little speech. Hi, my name is Tasia. I'm a confidence and dating coach, and I teach women how to control their emotions so that their emotions don't control them. Now back to business. You're going out sad, baby. Okay? Anytime you push forward with a man, they pull back. If you push forward, they pull back. And if a man has agreed to be with you after you had this whole what are we, this ultimatum type of conversation with them, they never wanted to be with you, and they just trying to get you to shut up. And that's just the real of it all, okay? What you want to become is a magnet for men. You may be like, well, how do I become a magnet? I'm so glad you're here. You're going to be living the best life possible. You're going to be looking good, doing good, investing in yourself, getting that promotion, traveling the world, having fun with your friends. Men love when they're not the center stone of your life, baby. When you forgot about the boy, okay? He's going to be like, oh, well, I'm sorry I ain't hit you up in a couple of days. Has it been a couple of days? I didn't even notice. Checkmate. Don't play with me, okay? So while you out here worried about what are we, okay, where is this going? What are you? Okay, don't worry about what are we. You need to be worried about what are you? Okay, and if you got to ask what are we, you're nothing. You're nothing. Okay, if you got to ask where do you see this going? Nowhere fast. Don't piss me off. All right, focus on
Ashley.
So here's the thing, y'all. With the dating coaches, confidence coaches, they're very manipulative, and this is just a warning for everyone. They are playing on lonely, desperate women's emotions in these videos, and all of their tactics are manipulation. There's now the part I will agree on her with is that if you have to ask a man, what are we? It's just not that. I don't think there's a way to trick him in to making it that. I think that when you're dating, y'all, it's very, very important to be honest. I don't believe in playing games. And I also believe that very quickly, a man is going to let you know his interest in you and how seriously he's taking this situation. A man who wants you will never let you guess. It'll be, I want you, I'm pursuing you, I'm courting you, and his actions will match his words. I don't think there's ever a situation where I can't be honest with a person that I'm dating. If I like you, hell, I like you. And I think you sit in your femininity and you don't chase. I do think you let him find you and do all of that process. But girl, I'm not finna manipulate and trick you. And oh, I wasn't even thinking about you. Oh, girl, it's tiring because I see so many women fall victim to like these types of people on the internet. And apparently it only works for them because they're still having these same single women in the comment sections. Like, I think any relationship you go into with manipulation and games is never going to work out the way you want it to. That's just my heart about the matter. I think you should be able to communicate your interest in someone. And I think there should be reciprocity. I don't believe in asking what we are because that man should have made you aware of it. But all the rest of this is, it's pandering for me. And I don't like that. It scares me for people.
I'm concerned that there is a group of women anywhere paying for a woman to tell them to basically play hard to get. Girl, you could have read that on the inside of a Snapple top. Get your money though. I am one who appreciates a good verbal I don't give a damn what you told me. Okay, first let me sit up. I don't care what you told me. Okay, I do not care about where we're going to go based off of the man's incentive, and he's going to make sure if it's that, then he's going to let you know, even if you are. I like verbal confirmation and understanding in totality. I don't mind a whole so what are we? Where is this going? When it comes to that opposite sex over there, the favorite go-to, and it may be on both ends, I don't know, but a major excuse in a relationship sense is typically, well, I didn't even know you felt like that. I didn't know, you didn't tell me. I didn't know. I ain't no mind reader. I ain't know we ain't never make nothing like I don't have time for that. Instant answer lets me know if I need to pack my raggedy duffel bag. Okay. And I don't like to play the guessing game. I like having things flat out known. My man, my man, my man, my woman, my woman, my woman. These are my expectations. Those are your. I don't got time to play with you. I don't have time to be playing hard to get and coy. We're not skipping through no high school hallways. We're grown as hell. We got grown bills, grown problems, grown situations, and I have grown expectations. And if I can't come to you as a woman and ask you a question as a man and expect an answer in return, I don't know. I need both. I need you to give me the gratification all on your own. And I also need verbal confirmation just for my mental state because I prefer that. So I don't mind asking you, so where do you see this going in the next, year or so? Or what are your prospects? Like, how are you feeling about, let's talk. Because there will never be a fucking moment where you can tell me, I ain't know that. You ain't ever tell me that. Yes, I did. It's right here in the books. I said it. I know what I said because I said it and I wasn't over there playing coy and flipping hair. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. But, hey, anybody wants to wait around for some gratification or for a man to, girl, please. It's the mental gymnastics of it. It's exhausting. I would think it would be exhausting. So if you are one of those ones who want to, because a lot of women, because that's her audience, who didn't have the wherewithal to ask any questions and you were waiting because he's going to let it be known to me, you can end up wasting your damn time.
No, I think that I take it for granted that people tell people that stuff up front when they first meet. Like these are my intentions. This is what I'm looking for. You always ask that when you're, especially in the initial stages.
That's the cute stage though, Ashley. That's the cute stage. At a certain point, when it's like serious, of course, you're going to put your best foot forward in those first like cookie cutter little dates. That's whatever. Down the line, I'm asking you for my mental state.
And I feel like he should have already asked by that point. That's all I'm saying. I think
that. Wait, why does he have to ask?
I mean, because if he is the one that is making the moves and doing all of those things, at least in the relationships that I've had, I can only speak from my lived experiences. If someone is interested and wants to pursue you in a serious manner, it's evident. And I do think I think you converse, because up front, I've already told you, these are my expectations. I desire this out of a relationship. I want this. I want to be committed. I'm not interested in, being in an open relationship or whatever. All I'm saying is that a man who's interested in you and who wants that is going to seal the deal. Yeah. And I don't think you wait around forever. And I think you're constantly in conversation. My point was, like, if you're questioning or doubtful of it, like, what are we? If he's playing games with you,
I think there's a negative like attachment to it. Like, and you don't have to use those words verbatim. I'm just using it because that's what she used here. But they all mean the same thing. What are we? What do you see this going? Do you want, like, they're all general questions. My thing is a lot of confusion in relationships, especially on the woman's side, will come in, well, I assumed that you were taking us serious because you were doing X, Y, Z. Why wouldn't you do those things if you didn't think I was your woman? Girl, I do that for everybody. It ain't nothing special. Like, you don't know because we didn't talk about nothing. So I don't got time.
You gotta talk. Yeah, you gotta talk. I just meant, because from the angle, it seems like she's presenting this, and I've heard a lot of women say it, like they'll be dealing with a guy, he barely calls them back, he's showing a little bit of interest, pulling back, and the woman will be like, well, what are we? Are we together? Whatever. That's what I think she's talking about, and that's what I'm referring to. You gotta have that conversation, and he's not even calling you back. That's not a thing. But I do think you have to make your wants and needs known. And I don't believe in playing games with these men at all. But I do also think a man will show you and verbalize when he wants you.
I need everything. I need it all on the table. All right, y'all. That was the collective news. Before we come back and let you know what we have coming up tonight, tomorrow is Sunday. And on some Sundays, we have a movie binge where you guys support and pay us to watch some of your favorite movies. And we have a good time from the afternoon all the way to the damn PM. This is the theme for tomorrow. If you want to be a part of this, be sure to cut your notifications on because it's going to be a good time. Because you know I'm a thug anyway. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm a cat toe, just a holy on your damn street. Stomping, jumping, pumping, every car off in this damn thing. Throwing the balls, I'm at these soldiers, screaming and changing from they know. So where we start, this one we make them hit the flow. Ain't no game off in this thing. We get deep off in your party. Come on, get it started. And with niggas be the hardest. So if a nigga come and run they matches like a hoe, hurt the bit up in this boat and stop this ass I could.
Yeah, we nucky and bucky and ready to fight. I bet ya I'ma throw them with the latest specific one.
If you fuck, what I do, what I do, if you fuck, what I do.
All right, we nucking and bucking tomorrow. Do not miss that. Danny, you did not miss the Offset Cardi B segment. I'm sick of them. I'm really sick of them. I did not add them to the docket. But if this is something that we want to roll over and start maybe implementing this weekly, y'all let us know. Maybe, they can be there in the, the following week or something. But no, I did not put them there. Ashley, anything you want to say to the folks before we get out of here?
Don't forget, like right now, we're actually overtime. We will be over in the Discord for the members only movie night where we are watching School Days. So make sure you're there, and y'all already know about the marathon tomorrow. Yeah, and make sure you're subscribed. So many of you guys came out. Thank y'all for being here tonight to talk the collective news with us, and we'll see y'all in the next video.
Yes, and I cannot express enough. Be sure to hit the like button and comment down below if you are enjoying this. Y'all know we will drop something like a bad habit if it's not getting any engagement, or it seems like you guys aren't even just interested as our core audience. So be sure to drop down and let us know your thoughts, and also let us know anything that you want to see. I am going to run the pick for tonight's watch along. If you want to be a part of that, become a member of myself or Ashley. Anybody else, have a good night. Thank you guys so much.
And no gamma rays either. I don't care if she's blind, fat, no teeth, one leg and a kickstand. I ain't...
Say, I don't know, tell them what they want to hear. Lie your butt off, man.
You wish you had hair like this. Girl, you know you weren't even born with blue eyes. That's right. Blue contact lenses. Right? They're just gel. I've been watching you. Look at Julie. You're not slick.